you acknowledge that you salute, acknowledge the divinity within me. Okay? So we are acknowledging each other's divinity. Okay? So what does that do? First of all, it removes differences. Okay, there are differences between us. You know, his hair color is different, his skin color is different, gender different. You know, there are differences of different status, age. You know, all kinds of human-made differences, humans, right? Economic differences, social status, this, that. It's an effort to move away from that and acknowledge that we are one. We are the same. Within us, there is the same divinity. Okay? Outside covering is different. Okay? But move away from that and come together as one. So this temple is built in a certain architectural style. Okay? There is not one way of building temple, and there are multiple architectural styles. Now every architectural style is a very intricate kind of, you know, in a way it's a science of building temples. Okay, and there are different methodologies in practice. This one is based on two styles that are popular in the southern part of India. Okay, so India has north, south, east, west, but in the southern part there is a certain way of building temples. This is actually a replica of one of the larger temples in the south. Okay, it's a small replica of the temple. Now, what's interesting about this temple is you see within the temple there are other sort of like sub temples. Okay, see 1, 2, 3 there, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Normally, a temple is dedicated to worshipping a deity. Okay, one deity. Now, another misconception about Hinduism is people say, hey, you guys worship a lot of gods and goddesses, you know, you are, they use the term polytheist. Polytheist, okay? Polytheism means, poly means multi, theo means gods, okay? Multiple gods. And then they say, okay, Abrahamic religions are monotheistic, okay? Now, that's a misconception. Hinduism is not polytheistic, okay? There are many forms, but there's only one God, okay? There's one God, but why many forms? Because it's very difficult to understand that one. Okay? Because that one is everything. But then if I say, can you write the definition of God? You can probably exhaust a few lifetimes and still not be done. Okay? It is difficult to understand what is God. Okay? So in order to understand, we say you can take any form, you can worship in various forms. We do not restrict the form. We do not restrict any name as well. Okay? There can be many names. All names, you're describing the same thing, okay? And not just in Hinduism, across all other religions also. Whatever religion, whatever names they're calling God by, all are talking about the same one, okay? That's also according to our oldest scriptures, that is what is attested. They say the wise men that come will call God by many names, but they're all essentially talking about the same.
How long has the temple been established for?
Welcome, I'm Viren Chauhan. So the temple has been consecrated in June 2005. And that's when this main building that you see here was opened up for service. But prior to that, the temple was also functional in an adjoining building where there was a makeshift temple for maybe another 5 years before that.
Were they like mostly like Indian origin, or like a lot of Americans too?
Yeah.
Who like to come?
Yeah. So primarily, I would say it is the people that originate in India, the origin people that follow Hinduism, that follow the rituals or the worship methodology that come here. But then, having said that, there are also a lot of people in the Americas that I've seen. They take interest. They come by their own will. There is, there's no there's no procedure for doing any conversions also in Hinduism. So, nobody's asked to come and, accept a name or start following this and leave whatever they're doing. We just explain that this is the way God is understood and worshipped, and those who like it, they try to follow that.
What daily religious routine plays a really important role in your life at this temple?
My life, okay. So, Hinduism does not have a very strict ways of or do's and don'ts of worship. Okay, so I do not have to necessarily visit the temple or do any certain way of worship. There are many different ways, many different rituals people can, worship. People may come to the temple or just worship at home, or may not even do any worship to a form, but just do, let's say, a yogic meditation. Different ways are encouraged. So for me, I don't follow any one in particular. A lot of people may actually come to the temple. Some may come every day. Some may come once a week. Some may come, maybe a month. But there's again no hard do's and don'ts or a set in stone kind of rules that have to be followed.
Would you mind explaining like what the priests have to wear, like the outfits that they have to wear, and what you have to wear, or anything? Could you go into more detail about that?
See, there's again no hard and fast rules for me as a devotee to wear anything. What is generally encouraged when you come to the temple is to dress up modest. Modest means no show off. So I don't want to come here in like extremely revealing kind of dress. So women are encouraged to wear modest clothing, right? So maybe have at least shirt that covers their shoulder, and skirt should not be too high, and those kind of modest
Right.
dressing. Okay. The priests, on the other hand, in this temple we have male priests, but female priests also have not been unheard of. Male priests have a certain dressing code. They actually wear clothes that are not supposed to be stitched. Okay, so they will take a long piece of cloth, and typically the cloth also has to be a natural product. Okay, it cannot be like a nylon or a mix like that. So it's typically a cotton kind of cloth that they wear around. It may be colored, so they may wear around the waist, and they may take one around the shoulder. Okay, that's a typical dress.